Hello, good morning students. Welcome to the yet another lecture of virtual classroom. We are discussing it about the basic concepts of the chemistry. We saw it some of them in the form of revision. We saw it some such simple basic units. Today we will study about something different, that is SI units. Now these SI units means they are System International. Now what is System International? Actually it's one of the organization who developed some rules to write the units or to measure the different factors or whatever the units we are using it to measure the certain factors. What made them to do it so was certain units which were measured in the olden days were not being able to be accurate throughout the world. Area to area, place to place, those units were being different. Like if I say it as an example, at certain places the length was measured in the form of foot. In certain areas they were measured in inches. In certain areas they were measured in chatangs. Yeah, those are the difficult words. They have been used which we would have been rarely heard about it. Similarly, nowadays also you know it that there are the certain units which are being used in certain countries still. Like if I want to say it, I want to measure the weight, we measure it in the terms of kilogram. But if I go it for the certain abroad in the England countries, they used to measure it in pounds. So that difference in the units made it difficult for the whole world to get united. To unite that world, a System International, an organization, developed some units where they measured it in a decimal also, in the fraction also, because the previous units what were used, they were in the whole numbers only. But there was also possibility that I want it in the fractions also. So decimal system was also developed by them. So this System International is also considered to be as a decimal system. This System International, they gave out 7 basic units, mean 7 units. Using those 7 units, other units have been derived. Like we will see it, some of the units also which are derived by using these 7 units. So we first of all, System International, SI units, which are those basic 7 units that were being studied or given out by the organization. The first unit that was given out was mass. Mass was the basic unit which used to be given out in the terms of kilogram. The second unit that was given out as length, which was measured in terms of meter. The third unit was given out as time, which is measured in the terms of seconds. Fourth unit, that is temperature, which is measured in Kelvin. Yeah, I am talking about Kelvin, right? Normally, whenever the word is used temperature, immediately it comes out in your mouth, it's a Celsius. If it is a measurement of the human body temperature, you will immediately say that it should be measured in Fahrenheit. But the basic unit that is being derived for the temperature, it's a Kelvin. Like that, the next unit, we are having it, that is intensity of light. Intensity of light, which is measured in candela. Amount, it is measured in terms of mole. And the 7th unit that is given out as electric current. Which is measured in ampere. So these are the 7 basic units which are being used nowadays. We also converted those units in the form of different other decimal units. Like if you remember kilogram, I can say it gram also, I can say it milligram also, right? Meter, I can say it centimeter, millimeter or kilometer. So like that we are using the different decimal units. No doubt. What are those decimal factors? We will discuss it one by one. Right? That means these 7 units became a basic units for the development of the other units for the science. So no doubt the same 7 units you will be also studying it in the physics also. It's a part of the physics. Okay. Now when we are talking about these 7 units, how they were being decided? If the question arises, who told you that this is 1 kilogram? It's a fixed term. Now if I'm going it into the market, someone gives me a metal cylinder and says me that this is of the 1 kilogram. How should I recognize that this is 1 kilogram, or how can one can say that it's an exactly 1 kilogram? Someone goes to the cloth market, they get it as a scale in their hands and they measure it. This is the scale of 1 meter. This is 1 meter cloth, or 2 meter or 1.5 meter. Who told that that scale which they are having it, metal scale in hand, is exactly 1 meter? How did it was it been decided? Many of you would have in the physics, number of times it is told, the length of the sun from here, if I want to reach to the sun, what is the distance? Then they are not measuring in kilometers, they are measuring it in light years. Why? So again they are discussing that how much time is taken for the light to reach to the earth, and like that they are doing it. So to develop these units or to create those basic units, specifically whenever the metals were being used, those metals were an alloys. They were the alloys of fixed platinum, iridium, metal. The amount of the metal, they decided platinum, iridium together. They told that this is 1 kilogram. On the basis of that metal scale, the other scales have been developed, or other measurements are done by weighing it on the different of finding it out the length or like that. So these units were being decided by the organization and they were fixed, and on that case they are considered as a standard scales. They were considered as a standard scales. Using those standard scales, how they were being divided into decimals. Now before I go in for the decimals, we will also find out that other than this, whichever the units we are using it, what will be named? They are derived units. Why they are named as derived units? Let's see how we are going to derive it. So 1 or 2 units which we are going to have it, we will discuss it. And then using like that in the physics, you will be given out more such units. Right? The same topic is there in the physics also, but here we'll see 1 or 2 different units. Like the first of all, we know it. The moment I wrote it, temperature, everyone would have told it's measured in Celsius, but I wrote it Kelvin. I changed the word. I did not wrote it as in Celsius. How this Kelvin word came, that is also there in our syllabus, but we'll discuss it later on. At present, Kelvin. When the word was Kelvin used, what does it shows? Celsius has to be converted into Kelvin. So for that case, the Kelvin was written as degree Celsius plus 273.15. To convert the Celsius into Kelvin or Kelvin into Celsius, the formula we are using it is a Kelvin is equals to degree Celsius plus 273.15. Even I told you, if I am talking about human body, then you are saying that human body is measured in the terms of Fahrenheit. So how to get that value? So degree Fahrenheit is given out as 9/5 degree Celsius plus 32. So this one will be helping the Celsius to convert it into Fahrenheit, Celsius into Kelvin. So using this formula, you can also convert Fahrenheit into Kelvin also. Only the factor is convert the Fahrenheit into Celsius, and Celsius placing it, you will get it as Fahrenheit. So this is the one of the term. Similarly, density is also one of the unit that is being used. We are writing it, density of the given substance. Now density, whenever you are using it, the symbol we are using the rho. But when we are writing the unit, what we are writing? Density is equals to mass by volume. You have already studied about it. Density is equals to mass by volume. But what your unit is going to come out? Mass is in the terms of gram or kilogram. Right? Now what about volume? Now I don't have any basic unit of the volume. So I got that volume in the form of volume is equals to length into breadth into height, which is measured in the terms of, if meter, all the three of them in the meter, we get it as meter cube. So volume, it's a length into breadth into height, and it's measured in the terms of meter. It's a volume, it's a something 3D, right? And meter, it's a single length. Length is converted into volume. So that unit conversion, we are getting it as in volume as meter cube. So density is equals to kilogram per meter cube. So this unit which we are getting it, it's considered to be as a derived units. By using the basic units, we got it some other units, and therefore they are considered as derived units. Like that in the physics, you will be using newtons, you will be using the force, Pascal, and many other such units. But if you find out, their basic units will come into the same mass, length, time, and that's the reason why in the physics, your first chapter, whatever you will be studying it, you will be having it, and units to be written in the form of MLT formation. M means mass, length, and time. So whatever your derived units will be there, automatically they will come into these three basic units, right? So you will come across, but that is the units which are derived using the fundamental units are considered to be as a basic derived units. Okay, fine. The another factor that is for the SI unit, it was decimal factor. Now decimal system was developed. What was this as decimal system? So let us take it as a meter as a basic unit. If I take it meter as 1, then what will be the centimeter? Centimeter is given out as 1 meter equals to 100 centimeter. So that means if I want to convert it, what I am going to put it? 10 raised to 2. 1 meter is equals to 10 raised to 2 centimeter. Is it? Okay. Now in place of that, I am writing it as a decimeter, because here every now and then you have studied about 100 and 1000. The conversion rate into smaller to bigger or bigger to smaller in the form of 100 and 1000. Here we are having it, a complete table given in our textbook. In your textbook, you can see it on your page number. You are having it as in the table 1.3 that is given to us in the form of these units. So it's told to me 1 meter, that is equals to 10 decimeter. Or you can say that it's written out as in the units. If I'm writing it as in the basic unit 1, this one will be written as 10 raised to minus 1. Centimeter will be written out. Centi, deci, centi. It's not necessary that every time it should be a meter. Centi means 10 raised to minus 2. Milli, it means 10 raised to minus 3. And so on. You are having it. In the same way, we are having deca, hecta, or many other units like that. In your table, in your textbook, it's given to you 10 raised to minus 24, sorry, plus 24 to 10 raised to minus 24. All the units you will have to learn. Milli, micro, nano, pico, femto, and so on. Here, ferri, ecto. Ecto is the last unit. You will be getting it as in 10 raised to plus 24. So like that, we are having it as an unit conversion. This can be asked to you in a particularly exam as convert them. Right? Now here, what is an error made by the students? Generally, they study it, they learn it, they are good to do it. But when they have been asked, what is an error they used to do it? They don't check the answer in what format they have been asked. Right? For centi, what we wrote it? In the table it's a 10 raised to minus 2. Right? Okay. For milli, I'm taking it as a negative because they are very important for us. Milli, 10 raised to minus 3. Right? Now, for the milli, the word is 10 raised to minus 3. For the centi, it's a 10 raised to minus 2. And the question is asked, 1 centimeter equals to dash millimeter. The answer should be, many of the students write it as 10 raised to minus 1, which becomes wrong answer. Now they say that, sir, that minus 2 minus 3, so answer should be minus 1. No, it's a bigger unit, this is a smaller unit, so exponential will be always positive. Right? Okay, in place of that, if it is written to me 1 millimeter equals to dash centimeter, so at that time what should be the answer? 10 raised to minus 1, because I'm converting smaller unit into bigger unit. So always remember, smaller to bigger unit, your exponential will be negative. From bigger to smaller unit, your exponential will be always positive. This you have to make it, the answers to be carefully done. Okay, is it clear? So for this moment it's an enough. After a break we'll get it as an another lecture, which we will go it for the other units. But meanwhile, in between that, just go through your textbook, see the table number 1.3, 1.2, 1.1, 1.2 and 1.3. 1.1 you have been given out the basic units, 1.2 how those basic units, but you don't want to learn the 1.2 table. But at the same time 1.3, I don't want to learn or cram it, but at least I should be able to remember what are the prefix that are used in front of basic units. Milli, centi, pico, these are all prefix that are used in fundamental units. Okay, let's meet after a break. Thank you.